He was once a dazzling young king, tall, athletic, and called the Golden Boy of Europe. But by the time he died, King Henry VIII was obese, immobile, paranoid, and rotting from the inside out, literally. Today, we're diving into the smelly, gruesome death of Henry VIII. Henry VIII wasn't just any king. He was the king who changed the face of England forever. He broke away from the Pope and the Catholic Church, declared himself head of the Church of England, and married 6 women, 2 of whom he famously had beheaded. In his youth, Henry was everything you'd want in a monarch. Strikingly handsome, fluent in Latin, an expert jouster, and a brilliant musician. But power corrupts. And in Henry's case, it also infected. In 1536, everything changed. During a jousting tournament at Greenwich Palace, 44-year-old Henry was thrown from his horse. The beast, armored and weighing half a ton, collapsed on top of him. Henry was unconscious for 2 hours. Some historians believe he suffered a traumatic brain injury, and this may have been the moment the kind, charismatic king began to vanish, replaced by a cruel tyrant. But the worst part wasn't just the head trauma, it was his leg, a deep wound from the accident never fully healed. After the accident, Henry became erratic, paranoid, and ruthless. He executed close friends. He turned on his wives. Some say he suffered from chronic pain and depression, both made worse by infections and possibly type 2 diabetes. His physical health plummeted. The once fit king ballooned to over 300 pounds, possibly even 400. He developed gout, ulcers, and mobility issues so bad he had to be lifted by pulleys just to get out of bed. But worst of all, that leg wound. It had turned into an oozing, stinking ulcer. Imagine this. Your leg is split open. It leaks pus. It stinks like rotting meat. Now imagine you're a king, surrounded by courtiers, pretending not to gag in your presence. Doctors at the time would slice open the wound to let the poison out. They stuffed it with rags, tried cauterization, all medieval methods, none effective. Contemporary accounts describe the leg as foul, fetid, and running with corruption. One ambassador even said, "You could smell the king's leg from across the room." Some believe the infection might have been from osteomyelitis, a painful bone infection. Others suspect diabetes ulcers. But in the end, the leg didn't just reek. It likely helped kill him. Henry VIII died on January 28, 1547, at the age of 55, after years of slow physical decay. He was immense, riddled with ailments, and likely in agony. His coffin, filled with his enormous body, began leaking bodily fluids during the funeral procession. According to legend and later accounts, the body burst and dogs were seen licking the spilled remains. While that part may be exaggerated, the symbolism stuck. The mighty monarch died as grotesquely as he had ruled, bloated, broken, and smelling of death. Henry VIII's reign reshaped religion, government, and history itself. But behind the grandeur, behind the power, was a man in pain. A man whose unchecked authority and decaying body became a metaphor for the very kingdom he ruled. Glorious on the outside, festering at the core.